So did you hear about the new website? Evangelicals for Harris. That's right. Supposedly there is this group of evangelical people. They are very excited to vote for Kamala Harris in 2024. Well, this is an emerging story. I heard something like this last week when David French, who is a political commentator who writes for the New York Times, David French is good friends with and partners with Russell Moore, the head of Christianity Today. So this is pretty significant. David French came out and he officially endorsed Kamala Harris. And he said that the reason why he's doing it, he says, it's because I'm so conservative. So David French, this is a quote from the Christian Post, the article, he says, I am going to vote for Kamala Harris in 2024 because I'm doing it to save the conservative movement. So in order to save conservatism, we have to vote for the progressive. I mean, this is wild. And then he says that Trump is unacceptable. He is an unacceptable candidate because of his lying. What, Kamala Harris doesn't lie? So this is rich. Now, I want to say this. I did a podcast, Why Evangelicals Voted for Trump. Most evangelicals will vote for Trump, although I know some faithful Christians who are not voting for him because, Donald Trump supports gay marriage, and there's some things that some Christians are not going to vote for Trump. But Kamala Harris is just a non-starter. But this website, Evangelicals for Harris, yeah, they talk about how she is very pro-family. And then Kamala's faith story, I just want to read a segment. They say that a loving God, a good Samaritan, or the good Samaritan, serving others, and deep respect for all faith traditions. These teachings, beliefs, and values, this is what has shaped Kamala Harris into the leader that she is today. So notice that this group of evangelicals, they say that Kamala Harris is such a faithful Christian because, part of it, she has such a deep respect for all faith traditions. Now let's test that over and against the Bible. Did Moses and Joshua have a deep respect for the gods of Egypt? Did they have a deep respect for the Canaanite religions, the worship of Baal? Did Elijah have a deep respect for the worship of Baal or Molech or Dagon? Obviously not. Jesus and his apostles, did they have a deep respect? Now, you can talk about respecting an individual from another religion because you want to be kind to them, because you want to convert them, but that's not what it says. Kamala has a deep respect for all faith traditions. Jesus and his disciples did not have a deep respect for the pantheon of Roman deities and the Greek gods or the worship of Caesar himself. No, they called people to repent of that and to turn to the one true and living God and to believe on Jesus. But Harris, according to these evangelicals, I mean, she's such a faithful Christian because she has a deep respect for all faiths, right? So what is this? It's more universalism. And then if that wasn't bad enough, it talks about Harris when she was younger, maybe even later in life, but she was brought to Hindu temples by her mother. So the implication is, it says, while she is a deeply committed and faithful Christian, Kamala Harris is a faithful Christian. Her mother brought her to Hindu temples. So I guess that's what faithful Christians do. They worship in Hindu temples. Now, you say, well, these are not evangelicals. An evangelical wouldn't say that, right? But just two things I want to leave you with. Number one, what's all this about? You say it's gaslighting. Well, number one, what they're trying to do, they are trying to redefine Christianity. And then once they, number one, redefine it, then they can replace it. I live in New England. I drive by churches all the time, and I realize they're not legitimate New Testament churches, but I drive by Methodist churches, congregational churches, Episcopal churches, and they often have the rainbow flag out front. What are they doing? They're claiming, I see people driving around with a cross bumper sticker, a rainbow cross. They are, number one, trying to redefine Christianity, because once you can redefine it, then you can replace it with this false form of universalism, where evil is called good and good evil. So that's what they're doing. You need to beware. Thanks for watching. Till next time, may the Lord be with you. Have a great day.